Anxious to step through the gate again, Major?
Yes, I am.
We all are.
Would you like us to bring back anything special?
No thanks.
Groceries, new outfit, flatware?
No, just yourselves in one piece, please. Dial it up. You safe.
Welcome to the Jumping Puddles podcast. Be sure to listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and or YouTube. And follow us at Jumping Puddles Podcast on Tumblr, Instagram, and Facebook. And Jumping Pud Pud on Twitter. With me are my fellow co-hosts, Tor, Ash, and Australian Sam.
Ellie!
Yay!
And this week, we watched Suspicion. Ooh. After a series of run-ins with the Wraith, the team begins to suspect their Athosian allies of having a spy in their midst. Dun, dun, dun!
So much drama already.
And this is the only episode of Atlantis that was written by Carrie Glover, who was also the script coordinator on the animated series Stargate Infinity.
Oh, that explains it, probably.
Bye. Yeah, because, did it air, with something? Or did it air, after?
During, so 2002 was the original release. September 14.
And there's only one season, I think.
Yeah.
Bye.
God, you know an animated series is bad when it only gets one season.
Bad.
Pretty telling.
Well, by that measure, we should watch the Stargate Origins at the same time.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. Oh. Yeah, I watched one episode of that, and that was more than enough.
That got cancelled, right? Right, it did. Stargate Origins.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Bye. We are completely off track. Okay.
Anyway, Suspicion.
AKA the episode where Bates fucking sucks ass. Let's talk about it.
Love to hate that guy.
Yeah, I so thought that this would be the episode where Teyla punches him, but it's so much later. And
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was so disappointed. I thought this was the episode where Teyla throws hands with Bates, but no, it's another episode.
I'm surprised no one jumped him this episode. How is he not, just beaten up in a corridor?
It's on his way back to his room. Gets jumped.
And it's John, Rodney, and Ford. It's this is what Teyla did.
He's in charge of security. I didn't know that. I completely forgot about that. But when did that happen?
Yeah, that's a great question, because when he is not on the show anymore, do they even have a head of security, or is Lorne head of security, as 2IC?
That's a really good fucking question. So I just assumed that John took over the whole thing. Somehow.
John's in charge of everything.
I like the idea of Lorne being in charge of the security, because John's yeah, I don't have time for this. I want to go off world. And Lorne's wait, what the fuck? Okay, but John hating Bates just as much as we do is so funny to me. Because John was about to literally beat his ass the entire episode.
Oh yeah.
It was great.
Oh, I was gonna say, I hate to say it. I really hate that these words are about to just fall out of my mouth. But I have to agree with him to begin with. At the start of the episode, he's talking some logic when he's speculating the possibility of the Athosians having a spy within the mix. It's understandable because they haven't known them for very long, And like, I think he has a right to suspect that it's one of them, because like first thought, it's like initially it's like, oh, it can't be one of us from Atlantis. Like, who else has been with us, ever since the race started, finding us on the missions and things like that. So I get it, but just the way that he goes about it is like real dickish to me.
I agree with you. I mean, he starts as a dick, but you can kind of see his point. And I mean, Elizabeth, that's what Elizabeth does, right? She also has her suspicions, and she follows up on them, but she keeps an open mind, and she doesn't believe that the Athosians are guilty, or she doesn't want to believe it. And that's a difference, I think, between them, that he wants them to be guilty. For me, it seems like he wants that there is a spy and that he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and where I lay the blame is that Pierre mentions that the Thosians have been living in the city for 3 months, and she hasn't gotten to know them yet, which is fair, because I'm sure they were super busy trying not to die those first 3 months. But yeah, I feel like if they had previously, established communications, like learned who these people were personally, this sort of miscommunication and suspicion and the way this whole thing came down in a sort of really messy way wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I agree. I know, like, obviously things were hectic and stuff, but it does kind of suck that, like, she didn't get a chance to really sit down and sort of, like, quote unquote, like, interview everyone until, like, 3 months had passed. And then it's also, it's a little bit, for me that she kind of went over Teyla's head, too. Like, Taylor calls her out on it, which, like, as she should, But that whole scene was like, ugh.
Yeah, I felt so bad for Teyla the whole episode, because it seemed like she didn't belong anywhere. Like her own people were kind of shutting her out because they thought she was too much of like the humans from Earth, or that she was in alliance with them, and the humans of Earth didn't trust her because she was an Athosian. And I felt so bad for her that she was excluded of all the meetings in this episode.
It's so sad, because I feel like with both the people from Earth and her own people, she takes everything with such dignity and grace. And, she doesn't, she's obviously angry, but she doesn't let it color her words or her actions in the episode at all. And I don't know, it just makes me that much more sad for her because of how she took everything. Yeah, poor thing.
Yeah. But can we talk about how much she already trusts Elizabeth?
Oh my gosh, yes, that scene with Holling where he's like, you trust Dr. Weir that much? And she says, I do. Doesn't blink, doesn't hesitate. And she's like, I understand her responsibility, because they are the same. They're both leaders of their people. They both stand apart from their people. So I just love seeing that connection so soon between them. That was really special.
Every single scene with them, too. Especially, I love the scene at the end when they're on the balcony. And she's watching the Athosians, like, leave through the gate. This is a great Elizabeth episode.
It is.
I'm just squealing here. Yeah, I love that scene on the balcony, because I think it's also the first real bonding scene between them that we see. Before them, we hear them talk about each other, and we hear them sometimes, mostly discussing the problems with their people. But I think that's the first time they talk to each other about like a bit more personal stuff, and I just I melted a bit.
Yeah, I don't blame you. You're calling Teyla a leader, acknowledging her position among her people and her responsibility, acknowledging how they're the same. It's just, so good.
So refreshing.
Yeah, and that little moment with where Taylor's like, "Oh, I understand. Like, I get what it's like to be a leader," and Elizabeth just kind of looks at her, and it's like, "Oh, that's just such a great moment for them too."
Yeah, is that right before Taylor leaves for the mainland?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cute because I think Elizabeth is a bit like stumped because she didn't expect this kind of reaction. Maybe.
Yeah, I think she was like expecting maybe like more like anger or something, but Taylor's just like, "No, like I would have done the same thing you did. Like I get it." And I just think it hits the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if I believe Teyla when she says that she would have done the same thing.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
But I love her for, trying to put Elizabeth's mind at ease, knowing that there's no hard feelings between them and she understands her position.
So well
I really
written.
wonder what Teyla would have done differently.
She probably would have talked to Elizabeth first.
Yeah,
Like
that's the big
she
thing.
she wished that Elizabeth had done with her.
Also, can we talk about Rodney this episode?
Oh, yes.
This is peak.
My king, my hero, my love. Oh.
There are two things. One, I just love how so silly kind of this episode, or just kind of like more playful. And then I also just love how angry he is with John and Ford, and how he's like standing up for Teyla again, even though it's only 5 episodes in, and they haven't have like a real like conversation between the two of them, and yet he's so pissed on her behalf, and it's so sweet.
Oh, it's great.
I just want to add though, like at the start when he gets stunned by the race stunner. What was the point of that? It didn't add anything to the story, did it? Am I missing something? Like, I know it was fucking hilarious. Like, it was so funny.
Maybe they did that because they also shot John and Ford in this episode, and they just wanted to round it up to all 3 of them.
Of course, Teyla comes through unscathed.
Yeah,
She's that good.
obviously.
But yeah, I just want to add on to what Sam said about how defensive Rodney gets. I was just rewatching that scene earlier where like Bates was like accusing Teyla like when they were off world, and she was like off somewhere else with Ford, and Bates was like, "Oh, that's convenient. Yeah, where was she? Huh? She was away somewhere." And then Rodney's like, "Well, so was Ford. Are you suggesting that he did it?" Like, he literally fucking snapped. And I was like, "Go King, get him."
Yes,
Crucify
get his
him.
ass. And just basically insulting his intelligence left and right. Like, when they're in the meeting and he's like, "Well, that was just a lack of imagination on your part. Like, your brain is small." The biggest insult.
So brutal. I love it.
Yeah, and there's that scene, Teyla and Ford are off-world, where they don't want to open the gate for them, and they're like under fire from the Wraith. And Barney gets so angry, and he's like, "We have to go back for them. Like, we have to."
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Love that.
Yeah, like they just got back and he was like, "No, we have to go back. We have to go back." And yeah, that was amazing. He really stood up for Teyla in this episode.
Love it. Yeah, because he wasn't even doing anything like sciencey. Like, he literally was thrown in there to shoot stuff. Why was it that expensive?
I'm surprised Rodney didn't die as many times as Daniel.
He wasn't friends with Omar de Sala, that's the problem.
He would have called her out on her shit.
Oh.
Fuck it.
He would. But didn't they? I mean, they didn't go out for they were trying to find something in the ruins, right? Or did they? Oh no, it was a decoy. Or was it? Sorry, I'm not sure if it was planned as a military like mission.
Yeah, so that was after they figured out that Teyla's necklace was a tracker. So then they wanted to use it to like get the wraith.
Oh,
It was
right,
totally
yeah.
like a what are those things called? Trap,
Deep flip?
basically. Yeah.
It's a trap.
Oh, it's a trap. Oh wait, Tumblr did that reference. She hasn't seen Star Wars. I'm cool.
No. What? Intentional.
Throwing that out there.
John literally forcing Rodney to go on the mission just because he wanted his buddy there and for no other reason. Like, he's not necessary at all.
Oh, it just leads more and more to the possibility that there was a McShep spy writer who had a pure intention of furthering the development of McShep. That's just more evidence.
Whoever you are, thank you.
Yes.
We are eternally grateful.
Also, really quick, can we just talk about how it took them 3 months to figure out they could open the roof for the jumper bay?
I know! I think this just shows that there's so much stuff in Atlantis that they find all the time, that like big stuff like the sunroof or that there's land on the planet. just kind of in the void somewhere and they have to figure it out.
Yeah, I love the potential. Like, there's so much stuff to discover.
Did they?
Zelenka being the one to cause the jumper hatch to open, the jumper whisperer.
Yeah, that's right. He's good with the jumper.
So cute.
It's adorable.
So does that mean he has more genes than Rodney? He has more of the ancient gene.
Does he have the gene?
That's a good question.
I don't think so.
Yo, I'm looking it up.
Not naturally, I don't think.
Yeah.
That would be so funny though if he did have it naturally, and then like that just started his feud with Rodney. Because when they first met, they're like, "Oh hey, Rodney, this scientist has the gene and you don't," and he's just like, "Excuse me."
That
Competition.
That would make sense.
He does not carry the gene of the ancients, and the gene therapy method does not work on him.
Oh man.
Aww. Poor Roddick.
Oh wait, that's so sad.
That would
Makes
be
me
so
sad
funny
now.
though. Like if he did have it, like that would so upstage Rodney, and who gets so upset?
You know what? Headcanon accepted. Headcanon accepted.
Yeah.
And fun fact, David Nichol, who plays Zelenka, was not supposed to be in this episode, but the producers loved him so much in 38 minutes that they were like, nah, he's gonna be a regular.
Oh, I love
that.
That's amazing.
Yep.
And we thank them for it.
Underrated character.
You do.
What would we do without Zelenka? What would Atlantis do without Zelenka?
Perish.
What would Rodney do without Zelenka?
Okay, true.
Also perish.
Yeah, for real. He would have perished. Actually, in a couple later episodes.
Yeah, like wasn't Zelenka integral in saving Rodney in Grace Under Pressure? He like helped John out big time.
Thank you, Zelenka.
Really the unsung hero of Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
He is.
I love when he rants in Czech. So funny.
So good.
So cute. Apparently, one time he was saying something in Czech that was something with, "Oh, I can't work with these actors," and because nobody could understand him, they were like, "Okay, he's just muttering his stuff." And then apparently, a fan came up to him at some point and said, "Yeah, but in the show, you don't work with actors," and he was like, "It's a joke. It was a joke. Okay."
He broke the fourth wall.
He did. But only Czech people or people who speak Czech know.
Kind of love that. Like, I love that it's their secret thing. But also, I want subtitles for all his little rants.
I know!
Right?
I need that. Oh, it was a while ago when I saw a gift set of I think, letters from Pegasus, where he explains how Atlantis is rising and everything. And we only ever hear it in Czech, but the subtitles on the GIF were in English. And I was like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. Just the way he talks about the city. It's, very poetic.
Yeah, he has a way with words, Arzelenka.
This episode continues the Elizabeth versus John. It's like round 5 at this point, right?
Oh my god. Listen, I didn't remember them having differences in opinion this much until this rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally forgot, but I'm kind of here for it. I like that they didn't just immediately click and just immediately just run Atlantis smoothly. No, they're fighting each other. Obviously not fighting. They're not. No one's pulling each other's hair, but they have.
That would have been funny to see.
Rodney and Elizabeth definitely have pulled each other's hair once.
They got into a fight over ancient stuff.
Yeah, she's like, it's translated this way, and he's like, no, this way, and they just started going at it.
It's like if
John had to break him up. Yeah. Ronan got in there too.
He was just watching. Yeah, this episode seemed like one where everybody is pissed at everyone.
Yeah. There were some nice moments.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Teyla being mad at John when he's like, oh, it is kind of suspicious that the Wraith keep coming whenever we go off world. She kind of took it coolly. She didn't get too mad at him. And also that one scene where Bates asks Rodney to search for Teyla's stuff, and then Shepard comes in and sees, and Rodney's like, Bates is right. And John doesn't immediately jump down his throat. He's like, Bates was right. The fact that he trusted Rodney enough when he said that was crazy for me. I was like, I will take these crumbs. Thanks.
But also that they were both kind of sad that Bates was right. It just...
Yeah. It was adorable.
Yeah.
They're matching expressions of dismay. Also, I was so shocked. There was one scene where Shepard asked Ford to go with Teyla when they're off-world to see the really shy people. And she takes it on the chin, and instead of coming to the conclusion that he doesn't trust me, that's why he wants Ford to come with me, she takes it like it's more about safety in numbers thing, and someone's there to watch her back, which was so gracious of her to take it that way, which is crazy. I would have been mad right away. I would have been like, you don't trust me, what the hell?
Yeah, but she doesn't stay with him. I mean...
She doesn't.
And I was wondering if that was disobedience by Ford, that because he had the order to stay with Teyla, and then she said, yeah, they're not gonna show up as long as you're here, so why don't you stay here? And then he stays, and
yeah, it was great because from the first episode you can tell that he's the type of guy who likes to play it cool. It was not cool in this episode. Oh boy, his top was off.
Ow. No, true, so true. I also really appreciate them showing John and Ford kind of being besties, or the little brother, older brother dynamic we got going on here.
Oh my god, yeah, the scene where Ford bribes Shepard with the turkey sandwich.
I wrote the exact same thing.
Our minds.
It was adorable.
And I love that he calls him a kid, because it just reinforces that idea of how young Ford really is.
Yeah. But I mean, he even agrees. He's like, yeah.
I was just going to say, I like that he is so young and he does act young, because Shepard and Rodney have been around the block. Like they're what, late 30s, and then Teyla's young, but she has a lot of responsibilities, so she acts older than her age, I feel like. So it's nice to have that energy of youth, like exuberance in the team, you know?
Yeah. I was gonna say though too, like Teyla's outfits, she has never looked. This is her peak episode.
Oh yeah.
All of her fits were like bangers.
And she had like 4 different outfits or so.
Yeah, she was like changing every scene. I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, get dressed to go yell at Elizabeth. Like, okay.
I loved it when she was wearing the crop top and the Atlantis jacket over it. It
Yeah.
looked
So
so
cute.
good.
I'm kind of mad they didn't like keep her like in like more Athosian outfits, like crossed with Atlantis, and then maybe like slowly but surely she starts wearing more Atlantis clothes. That would have been so much fun.
Just like the mix of 2 worlds. It's like, oh, so awesome to see in her outfit, like
Yeah.
what's going on inside, you know?
Stop reading my mind.
And her fur jacket, like in the last scene with Elizabeth, oh my gosh.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on, queen.
So right.
I want it.
She's the only one who has rights in terms of fashion on the show. Well, Elizabeth is okay too. She just wears more on the plain side stuff.
Do you think that Elizabeth gave Teyla one of her jackets? Because obviously Teyla didn't have any. I had to bring this up because it's an idea a friend of me had, and yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Headcanon
obsessed.
So
accepted.
cute. Perfect. She's gonna love this.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're so right, because she doesn't wear the military outfit. Like, she doesn't wear the all black, and she's not a scientist, so she doesn't wear the blue. And she wears the pink like Elizabeth does.
Yeah. Civilian.
Bruh.
Yeah.
So cute.
I'm smiling so much right now.
Going back to Elizabeth's wardrobe, though, I really wished like they had styled her more in like comfy. I don't know. I feel like her style would be like the epitome of like business casual, but also like comfy at times. Like I think she would wear a lot of sweaters.
Where's her cozy turtleneck? I would have loved that.
Yes, she's a turtleneck enthusiast, I believe.
Yes.
The fashion designer of Atlantis is the turtleneck enthusiast, clearly.
Don't even get. Let's Rodney. All I need to say is Rodney. Bye.
Are you saying Rodney?
I'm so sorry, King.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah. Well, no, they just failed him. Like they gave him like they picked out the worst shit they could find in 2000, and then they were like, "Here, you wear that."
Do you reckon they did that on purpose though?
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, he's a fucking genius astrophysicist. Why would he have a fashion sense, really? I mean, same. I'm not a genius astrophysicist, but terrible taste in clothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, when you dress like me, questionable.
Give me an episode where Elizabeth and Teyla drag John, Rodney, and Ronan to like a mall and on Earth, and just give them an entirely new wardrobe.
John takes Teyla shopping in one episode.
I'm excited to get to that. Oh my god, it's gonna be so good.
I love that episode. However, Tayla's fit is atrocious.
I know.
Like,
Oh,
And John's. Oh god,
she's
don't
badly
John.
dressed.
all of them.
God, yeah.
Oh, that blue and yellow jacket. Oh,
Yeah.
that was something else.
You know, I think John would also wear a lot more like casual, like I give it an occasional. Obviously, he does wear a turtleneck, like season 5. But I would see him more like. I think he'd be more like navy, like navy, dark green, black sort of colors, and like long sleeves. I'm just picking out new wardrobes for them.
I feel like he's into long sleeves. He used to wear them a lot.
Yeah, anything but the blue and yellow jacket, please. We should make a tier list of all their shitty ass outfits.
Yes.
That would be really fun.
Gate room. So I love how it looks. So pretty, beautiful, etc. However, it should be way better shielded. Like that opening scene where like the race center fire is coming in through the gate and like nearly hitting Elizabeth where she's standing on the balcony. Like that shit should have some glass on it or something.
Oh my,
you know?
Yeah.
Ancients were shitty designers as well. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
It just had to look pretty.
Yeah. No function, only design.
This episode's gonna be so short because for most of it, we're just ranting about outfits.
I love that for us.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is this
Literally,
the
like-
episode? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Is this the episode after that we don't see the Athosians as much because they are on the mainland now?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
During this episode, there was one scene where John says, "So we're just gonna dump them on the mainland," and I was like, "Yeah, that's exactly what the show did. They did dump all the Athosians on the mainland, and they shall never be seen again."
That's sad.
It's so sad, especially because at some point we learned that Halling was also, I don't think he was a complete part of a team, but he accompanied one team on several occasions and like a mediator or something for off-world missions. And I thought it was so cool. And I know we talked about this before, but this makes so much sense that the Athosians would be part of all the Gate activity and Gate and off-world missions and stuff.
Yeah, they desperately need a Pegasus Galaxy liaison on every team. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And Halling is such an interesting character too. It would have been nice to see him on a team and like hear about it, even if it was just peripherally. Like they were returning from a mission in the background or something. It would have been fun, for sure.
I will say though, another thing that fan fiction does way better is they handle the Athosians better.
Oh yeah.
Because in most fics, like the Athosians, like sure, maybe like they're on the mainland, but like Rodney and like some members of the team will go over and like help them like farm or just like say hi and visit. Like it's not just like oh hey, you're on, we share the same planet. Like hey, that's fun. You never like no like and if it's established that they like say hi and they like help out and they do stuff, they trade and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that. I wished we saw the sort of mutual appreciation for each other's cultures that we do in fic, because this does not exist on the show
I think
outside of like alcohol appreciation.
I think they would have been too happy for the show. Too warm and
Probably.
domestic.
Aww.
Like the show is like destined for sadness and heartbreak and pain. No happiness here.
Fic writers like
so
3,
true.
Atlantis writers 0.
Every time the Athosians come up in the later episodes, it's always when something is about to go wrong. Like at one time, they are about to get hit by a storm. Another time, one of them is dying.
Oh god.
It's so sad.
They're missing. Oh man, it's just bad.
Oh, right. Oh, God. Yeah, that whole shit.
God, I forgot they like all go missing.
Thosians? What are Thosians? Huh?
You're still here? I forgot.
Atlantis is just really bad at like maintaining allies apparently.
Oh,
Yeah, those are their only allies. Are you kidding me? And like you accuse them and all this stuff and then just like dump them on the mainland and like never see them. Like, you see them again sometimes, but like bro, you guys suck at this.
I'm sad now.
Oh,
I was gonna say, did they have anyone in charge of like interplanetary relationships? Like
they should have. It should have been Teyla.
Teyla, maybe?
Yeah. She would have done so well in that role.
That's why they got arrested in season 5.
They get arrested.
Sam, you haven't seen it? Okay, it's the only clip. What is it? It's a clip shop, right? Is that what they call it? Where basically they just like show a bunch of clips of like the entire like show. They recap it, but yeah. So in that episode, the Atlantis team gets kidnapped, and they're basically charged for like all their crimes against the Pegasus Galaxy.
Oh.
Is that a good episode?
And I just hate that it's a clip show app because it should have been a full-blown like whole season arc of them like having to be like, oh yeah, shit, we did kind of fuck everything up for everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
But because it's just like they just show like a clip from season 1, they're like, oh yeah, remember the time you did this? And they're like, oh yeah, shit. And then like Woolsey bails them at the end.
Oh yeah.
It comes back to the whole idea that like the writers accidentally created the Atlantis team to be morally gray. Like I don't think they realized what they were doing.
Oops. War crimes?
Yeah.
What war crimes?
I do not see. I can't see.
Yeah, and I think part of the problem is they are so inward facing. They are so consumed by like each other and each other's safety, and they like do not care about anybody else ever. So bad. Both personally, like individually, and as a group collectively.
It's an interesting concept though, because I mean, how would we react in that kind of situation? Do you think we would be as selfish as them, as the Atlantis team?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think because we're so far away from everything, and it's so like dangerous 24/7. Like I don't know.
Like the whole finale is them like leaving Pegasus and coming back to Earth. And they're like, oh well, that galaxy is fucked. We ruined that one. On to the next one. Like, are you kidding me? Go back. Fix that shit. Y'all broke. In 5 years, they just completely decimated that galaxy.
Maybe if they had gotten 10 seasons like SG1, they would have cleaned it up a bit.
We were robbed of 5
Yeah, we
more
robbed.
seasons.
Yeah.
Not fair.
Even for one, I would kill for a season 6.
Me too.
Well, I mean, I was going to say any final thoughts for this episode that we did not talk about for half of it.
I'm looking at my notes for some crumbs. Let's see.
I know. I like, oh wow, there's going to be so much to talk about. And then we sat down and I was like, well, damn, we ran through that in 10 minutes.
Oops.
Like target episodes.
Yeah, it's like the length of the episode.
Tor will chop it up till it becomes something listenable.
Yeah. I think the only things I have left are like 2 or 3 little character moments. One, I have to mention this because I love him so much. Rodney loving the MREs. I love that. Military rations, yum. So good.
Also hospital food.
He's sick for that.
Yeah.
They're like, how do we make him more of an asshole? They're like, make him like a hospital food.
Yeah.
And it's not just a one-time thing. They bring it up several times over the show.
It's his personality trait, hello?
I imagine Shepard bribing him with like the good MREs on missions, like the peanut butter ones. Like, I'll swap my peanut butter MRE with you if you do this fast.
Yes, he would do that.
Or if
Definitely.
you keep your mouth shut in this meeting so you don't upset anyone, I'll give you the peanut butter. Oh yeah, Rodney was like slurring. He's like, I can't talk. And John's like, you can't talk either. He's like, I just said that.
Oh god, that scene was so funny. And Carson's just like, it's so fascinating.
An evil scientist Carson over there.
It's suspicious suspiciously pleased in that part, actually. Now that I think about it. They didn't explore that in the series.
All right. Did we pass the Bechdel test? I think we can say we did.
We did with flying colors.
colors.
Yay!
Oh, yeah. I don't think I think every time Teyla and Elizabeth talked, they would have passed the test.
Yeah, I agree.
They are perfect.
They are.
Okay. Well, going once, going twice.
Oh, one fantasy thing that I have to mention, or I'll get crucified. At the end of the episode, we have our first Wraith captive, and Shepard names this Wraith Steve, and it's actually played by the same actor that played Jimmy Wraith in Rising.
Oh!
Yeah. There's a fun little fanish thing that people like to say about John and these Wraith names that he comes up with. Basically, like, he names the Wraith after his ex-boyfriends.
Stop. No. Wait, this makes so much sense because his ex-boyfriends would have the most boring, bland-ass names, right? Because he grew up in like such like a suburban, like gated community, rich boy like area, like.
Oh yeah.
So bless whoever came up with that.
That's just amazing, and I won't be able to stop thinking about it.
Okay, so he names one Steve, the other one obviously Todd, and who are the other ones?
Man, that's a good question.
How many boyfriends did he have? Is what I'm trying to calculate.
Is there a Kevin?
Oh my
Or
god.
Ken? No.
Ken.
I feel I don't know.
Damn, John dated like the most.
The Bob, I think.
Oh, Bob.
Yes.
Who the hell did he date? Was named Bob.
He really got around, didn't he? Bit of a
I'm gonna pretend. Yeah. I'm gonna pretend it's short for Robert, a guy he met in college or something. Because Bob just sounds like way older than he should be. Like, I'm scared, John.
Yeah.
Gravedigger John.
Oh.
Ooh.
Sugar baby John. Canon.
Oh no! Not
Stop!
Like
All right, I know. No. Okay, we're devolving. So let's wrap up this episode here. Oh wait, no. Tord, do you have any more comments left for behind the scenes?
Yeah. Let's see. One little interesting thing is when Shepard and Rodney are talking with Ford about the plan to capture the Wraith, there's a laptop behind Shepard with a Windows crash message over some app, which I think is hilarious. And also, tasers seem to be effective against the Wraith, which suggests that they have a neuromuscular system similar to humans, because otherwise they wouldn't get stunned. A taser. Yeah. So weird. Also spooky.
Do tasers work the same way as the Wraith stunners? Or the stun guns?
Oh, that's
Or
an
is
interesting
that
question.
different technology? I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, does a Wraith stunner work on a Wraith?
John was shooting Wraith stunner and he went down, but he wasn't unconscious. Shit. So to some extent.
Yes, then I guess the Wraith stunner must affect human muscular system differently, because later on we see that people who take the Wraith enzyme are less affected by the race center. So, yeah, interesting. Ooh. And also a little goof, Ash, that you saw, which I thought was hilarious, was that one scene where they're all yelling at each other in the meeting. They have that little triangle table, and Bates is sitting in a chair, and then when Shepard is like, "You're dismissed," Bates leaves, the chair is just gone magically. Like, no one was ever sitting there.
I was like, is he taking the chair with him?
They only have so many.
Yeah.
And then when John leaves the scene, the chair is magically back. So
it grows back.
Yeah. I don't know if they like didn't like it in the shot of John and Elizabeth. They like wanted the chair out of her way, or I don't know what, but interesting.
Maybe they had a shot from a different perspective where you didn't see the chair and it was in the way, and then in the end they decided to go with a different shot. I don't know, but I just thought it was funny that when he left, the chair was just gone.
And that's it for this episode, right? Oh god, I was interrupting Tor.
Oh, yep, I was just gonna say that's it for this week's trivia.
Oh, perfect, okay. Perfect timing, okay. And that's it episode, which was mostly incoherent rambling from all of us, but I love that.
Me too.
Be sure to check us out on all the socials: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, whatever you use. And we'll see you next week with hopefully, I don't know, maybe less incoherent rambling. I don't know. You're in for a treat every time. Like you flip a coin. Say bye now. Okay, everyone say bye.
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 All right, you clowns, listen up. I don't often get a chance to say this, so savor it. Good work, boys and girls. Let's go home.